What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and this story is actually pretty nuts. The Postal Service here in the United States has actually it's just being reported now that they've been running covert operations, a program that monitors Americans' social media posts. Now, you might be wondering, what in the heck does the post office have to do with any of this? Well, you'd be just like me. You'd also be wondering why the post office, which constantly needs to be bailed out by the American taxpayer, is now investigating us. This story is absolutely nuts, and it's not getting hardly any coverage, and I'm not sure why. The law enforcement arm of the U.S. Postal Service has been quietly running a program that tracks and collects American social media posts, including those about planned protests, according to a document obtained by Yahoo News. The details of this surveillance effort, known as ICOP, the Internet Covert Operations Program, have not been made public. Well, I hope that you're leaving a like on this video, and I hope that you're sharing the absolute madness out there with everybody. This is ridiculous. And by the way, if you're watching this video and you aren't yet subscribed, please do consider clicking that red subscribe button down below the video. It's super important, and I know almost 50% of my viewers are not subscribed. I know making an account kind of sucks, but it's super helpful, and it's free, and it makes you finding my videos a ton easier. The details of the surveillance effort have not been made public. The work involves having analysts trawl through social media sites to look for what the document describes as, quote, inflammatory postings, and then sharing that information across government agencies. Look, I'm not surprised that this exists, but it's time for more people to leave mainstream social media and really consider an effort for anonymous social posting. This is nuts. I mean, we have, PD showing up at people's houses for totally benign reasons, violating First Amendment rights. And we all know that I'm sure this is not going to be used incorrectly, right? Analysts with the Post Office Internet Covert Operation Program monitored significant activity regarding planned protests occurring internationally and domestically on March 20th, 2021, says the government bulletin. Anything marked as, quote, sensitive. What does that even mean? We now see many of our, law enforcement agencies acting as arms of one political candidate or another. The FBI, for example, just look at the whole James Comey stuff. I mean, these people, the FBI shouldn't even exist anymore, by the way. It was supposed to be temporary, but that's neither here nor there. That's a different video for probably my Midwestly channel. A number of groups were expected to gather in cities around the globe as part of a worldwide rally for freedom and democracy to protest everything from various lockdown things to, new cell technology. Parler users have commented about their intent to use these rallies to be bad. Image 3 on the right is a screenshot from Parler indicating to users discussing the event as an opportunity to engage. Again, Parler, while an option, still remember actively narcs on its own users, and some things should be reported. I don't disagree with that, but also remember that this type of thing exists widely open on Twitter, and people don't seem to have any problem with it. No intelligence is available to suggest the legitimacy of these comments, it said. The bulletin includes screenshots of posts about protests from Facebook, Parler, Telegram, and other social media sites. Individuals mentioned by name include one and others, and several who I'm not going to talk about them in particular. This analysts are currently monitoring social media channels for any potential posts stemming from scheduled protests and will disseminate intelligent updates as needed. This is absolutely insane. your civil liberties here are being absolutely trampled on. And by the way, brought to you by the same people that supported, all of our civil liberties being, getting trampled on for the past year, probably will be shocked to find this out, may even support it, because they'll see it as pushing forward a particular agenda. When contacted by Yahoo News, civil liberties experts expressed alarm at the post office surveillance program. It's a mystery, said the University of Chicago law professor Jeffrey Stone, whom President Barack Obama appointed to review National Security Agency's bulk data collection in the wake of Snowden leaks. I don't understand why the government will go to the Postal Service for examining the internet for security issues. The Postal Service has had a turbulent year, facing financial insolvency, and claims that the head postmaster, Louis DeJoy, who was appointed by President Trump, was slowing down deliveries just as the lockdowns vastly increased the number of mail-in ballots. Why the post office would now move into social media surveillance, which would appear to have little to do with mail deliveries, is unclear. Is it really unclear? Look, I have a Telegram. It's going to become my primary way of communicating with all of you. I want to add more value by posting unique videos there, like not YouTube videos, maybe alt tech only in Telegram. I've got one about my lawnmower coming up today. The link will be in the pinned comment below. Create an anonymous account, but remember that no matter what you do, the post office is watching, apparently. Another quote, "This seems a little bizarre," agreed Rachel Levinson-Waldman, deputy director at the Brennan Center for Justice, Liberty, and National Security program. Based on the very minimal information that's available online, it appears that ICOP is meant to root out misuse of the postal system by online actors, which doesn't seem to encompass what's going on here. It's not at all clear why their mandate would include monitoring social media that's unrelated to the use of the postal system. Also, she also questioned the legal authority of the post office to monitor social media activity. Quote, "If the individuals they are monitoring are carrying out or planning bad things, that would be the purview of, say, the FBI. If they're simply engaging in lawfully protected speech, even if it's odious or objectionable, then monitoring them on that basis raises serious constitutional concerns." The U.S. Postal Inspection Service did not respond to the specific question sent by Yahoo News. Quote, "The U.S. Postal Inspection Service Company is a primary law enforcement, crime prevention, and security arm of the U.S. Postal Service." This has nothing to do with the U.S. Postal Service. Did they get a big government check to spy on people's social media posts? That's certainly what it seems like, doesn't it? The Internet Covert Operations Program is a function within the U.S. Postal Service. Why? The Postal Service isn't the only part of the government expanding its monitoring on social media. In the background call with reporters last month, DHS officials spoke about the department's involvement in monitoring social media for, really bad things. I mean, look, of course they have to monitor social media for this type of thing. But this doesn't sound like they're doing that. Also, this is something that we're already doing. Why is the post office policing United States citizens' social media posts? What are they looking for? Who are they collecting data on? This is all a slippery slope. This is all, in my lifetime, this goes back to what was it called? The Patriot Act, right? Where scared Americans willingly allowed the government the most insane power grab and infraction of our rights that has happened in my lifetime, other than maybe what's been happening the last year in some states. This is an absolute bombshell. I don't know why this isn't on every mainstream. They don't care about our civil liberties. DHS is coordinating with civil rights and civil liberties colleagues, as well as our private colleagues, to ensure that everything we're doing is being done responsibly. Oh, okay, let me translate that for you. We've investigated ourselves and found we've done nothing wrong. Stone, the University of Chicago professor, questioned why the post office would be tasked with something like identifying protests 2 months after January, which would appear to have little or nothing to do with the post office's role in delivering the mail. Quote, I just don't think the Postal Service has a degree of sophistication that you would want with dealing with national security issues of this sort. That part is puzzling, he added. There are so many other federal agencies that could do this. Imagine that. You know what? Abolish all of them too. I don't want my government, in particular the post office, policing people's plans to peacefully gather, to infringe on people's First Amendment rights. This is insanity. I want some level of accountability here. The United States taxpayer, by the way, continues to bail out the Postal Service. I mean, who sends mail anymore, really, anyway? Rent checks are paid electronically these days. Bills are all e-pay. What do we even need the post office for? I don't, this is shocking stuff. Please share this around and let people know what your postal workers are, the post office, is doing. I hope you were informed by this video. I hope that you share it and you leave a like on it. We'll talk to you again real soon.